Welcome back to another episode of Grizzly Books True Crime. This is a little bit of a refilm based on the information I shared about the coroner, Dr. Brent Blue. I want to show you one more time who he is. I want to go over the timeline of when Gabby Petito's remains were found, when it was identified, you know that it was her. The cause of death being homicide, we'll go over that a little bit, and the reason I'm refilming this, I'll explain at the end of the video. So let's get started. Thank you so much for tuning in and always being part of this learning process that I'm on with a YouTube channel. Thank you to the 29,047 Grizzlies. You guys are so awesome. If you want to also become an OG, an original Grizzly, join the Grizzly community, of which this is an amazing community. You guys are awesome. All you got to do is hit the subscribe button and the bell. You're an OG, and then you'll add to that number. So thank you so much. Become part of this community. Share your thoughts. There's a lot of internet sleuths and detectives in the comments as well. Thank you so much for all the people that contribute to this channel, that share information, that send tip-offs and things like that. I really appreciate you. Okay, so what I want to do today is one more time look at Dr. Brent Blue, right? He's going to be doing a press conference later where the autopsy results from Gabby Petito will be released. I will be live streaming that with you guys. And as I said at the end of the video, so that I don't distract too much now, I will let you know why I've refilmed this, okay? So let's look at this video again. This is a video of his from 2014, okay? So it's a long time ago. It's when he was applying to be the Teton County Coroner. I gotta make myself slightly smaller. Okay, so let's look at him. I just want to show you this because I don't know if you like me, I like to see who someone is, what they look like, how they talk, what they're about, for interest's sake, right? So let's have a look at this video. Hold on.
Hi, I'm Dr. Brent Blue and I'm running for Teton County Coroner. The coroner does not investigate a crime scene. That's a police function. And the coroner does not use anthropologic technique. That's a TV show. The coroner identifies the deceased, communicates with the family, and determines the cause of death. And that determination is a medical judgment best done by a medical doctor. Please vote for me, Dr. Brent Blue, for coroner. Dr.
All right.
Brent Blue for Teton County Coroner.
Right, and he became the Teton County Coroner. So he's right in saying the coroner will identify the remains and figure out what the cause of death was. So Gabby Petito's remains were identified as Gabby Petito, and the cause of death was ruled a homicide. There is a difference, though, now with these autopsy results. Even though Dr. Brent Blue is the person who's holding the press conference, I do believe that a pathologist does the autopsy. Am I right in saying that? The coroner identifies, contacts the family, and then relays the cause of death. But I believe the autopsy and all those results are done in conjunction with a pathologist. Okay, so now we know who Dr. Brent Blue is over there. Then I wanted to show you this. So the Teton County Coroner's Office is dedicated to the service of Teton County, doing its job with science and respect. Dr. Brent Blue is the current Teton County Coroner, which is an elected position in the state of Wyoming. The current term ends on January the 1st, 2023. So we looked at this before. If you guys don't want to see it again, you know what to do. Just click off. I'll see you tonight. Okay. So he will be the county coroner until January the 1st, 2023. That's for the current term. Maybe he'll be re-elected. The coroner's office investigates all sudden and unattended deaths in the county, including all accidents, violent, unexpected, and other deaths. Any death in the county may be deemed a coroner's case at the discretion of the coroner if there are circumstances which warrant such designation. So this coroner, Dr. Brent Blue, was also the person who identified Robert Lowry's remains. Remember that story? There was another body found quite close to Jackson Hole, and that was Robert Lowry. His remains were identified, and his death was ruled a suicide. So that was also done by this coroner. And that was by gunshot wound to the head, I believe. Now, a lot of you have asked, was the gun found? What gun was it? Is it linked in any way? We don't know. That information wasn't released. Not that I found yet. Hey, if you've got some secret info, please let me know. So the coroner's office is also charged with notification of next of kin or ensuring that the notification has been made. Now, as we know, Gabby Petito's stepdad was there at the time. He flew out there to be in Wyoming to help with the search. And he was right there. So after this, I'm going to tell you also what he has said on the Dr. Phil show. That's Jim Schmidt. Okay. So information about a decedent will not be released without confirmation of this notification, right? The coroner is charged with determining the name and age of a decedent, as well as the cause and manner of death. Manner of death may be accidental, suicide, homicide, natural, or indeterminate. Now, from what I gather, homicide means death by another, but that could also be accidental, so that's interesting. So tonight's autopsy results will be very interesting to see what happened. And was there a gun involved? Because that is like my biggest question right now. Like, oh my word. You know, that's going to determine a lot in this case that we've been looking at. This autopsy, wow. A month later, we're looking at it like, what happened? What a huge clue, right? Anyway, so the coroner is charged with determining, as we said, the name and age. So that was done as well. We obviously knew Gabby Petito's age. She was very active on social media. And the Teton County Coroner's Office is committed to transparency, but information released to the public is determined by the Wyoming state law. This public information is the name and age of the decedent and the cause and manner of death, which we got. Accurate and timely information is distributed accordingly. Okay, so we've got that. Now, Gabby Petito's remains were found, thank goodness, because there really are grizzly bears and other animals in the area. The world, and of course her family, is so lucky that she was found, because some people are murdered and go missing, or missing, murdered, whichever way. It's so terrible how many people there are that either go missing and are found murdered, or go missing and are never found, or are murdered and there's no answers. Oh, no. I need the closure as badly as anyone else, right? Closure, I don't know, a missing persons case. Here in the Netherlands, I'm constantly on the police website looking at the missing persons cases and trying my best to see if I could spot any clues in my area, wherever the people went missing. If they're in my area, I try my best to look for any clues or anything like that. I really struggle with that uncertainty of just like, what happened to all these people? Where'd they go? How could they just go missing, right? So thankfully, Gabby Petito's remains were found on the 19th of September, and by the 21st, her death had been ruled homicide. I don't know if you were part of this. Do you remember how long that felt from the 19th to the 21st? It literally felt like forever to figure out, like, oh my word, what? Like, even the search for her remains, and then like, oh my word, they found it. And it was across the creek, where from the beginning I've speculated Brian and her would have gone camping across the creek. And her stepdad who was there, described how her remains were found. So he laid the rocks, remember the stone memorial that he made? He said he laid the rocks exactly where her torso lay, and then planted flowers in the ground in the direction that her head was lying, according to what the investigators had told him. So, to me, I wonder what that means. Some of you have come up with a lot of things of what that could mean. Does it mean... I think it means he may not have physically seen her remains, maybe, because that would be terrible. So maybe they just described to him how they found her, and that's why he planted the flowers like that. There's a whole lot of other theories out there, which I'm not going to get graphic with now. Okay, so now we know who the coroner is, Dr. Brent Blue. Okay, I've also got his LinkedIn page here. Let's just make sure this is the right size. This is his LinkedIn page. Medical Director, Oxygen to Go, Jackson, Wyoming, United States. Dr. Blue has maintained a strong interest in improving the health of large groups with efficient use of appropriate medical resources, using outcome-based data, incentivizing and partnering patients with healthcare providers, using innovative techniques to provide quality care without excess is one of Dr. Blue's priorities. Founder and president of DocTalk Incorporated, a health information business staffed by board-certified physicians. Also, develop physician-approved approval program for consumer-selected laboratory testing. DocTalk was sold to Medivo in 2010. Medivo non-compete has expired. Specialties. Primary consumer health information systems, laboratory approval systems, virtual physician networks, innovative medical care delivery systems. Secondary, aviation medicine. Okay. Hypoxia. Very dangerous in aviation. We learned all about hypoxia when I used to fly, when I was a pilot. Carbon monoxide poisoning, family medicine, emergency medicine, oxygen for travel, medical and safety products for aviation, columnist for aviation magazines. Interesting. So we've got all his posts here. Managing member and medical director of Oxygen to Go since 2007. Managing member of Aeromedics, right? The owner and physician of Emerge A Plus Care, founder and president and medical director of DocTalk. So we've got that. And then we can see where he studied: the University of California, San Francisco School of Medicine, the University of Louisville School of Medicine, and Vanderbilt University. Skills: healthcare, medicine, management. Lots of people endorsing him here. If you guys find my LinkedIn page and want to endorse me for some stuff, please go ahead. Gisela K. I'm on LinkedIn. It's a great resource to connect with other creators or, other entrepreneurs, business people, that kind of stuff. It's actually really great. So interpersonal skills, public speaking, leadership development, physicians, teaching and coaching, other skills, aircraft and aerospace medicine, accomplishments, patent, method and apparatus for providing and controlling oxygen supply. I mean, that's very important given the times, right? With that Rona. Interests, he's got his interests here. Very interesting. Okay, so that's what we got. And what else did I want to show you? I've shown you that and then that. Right, so now I want to, let's make myself slightly bigger so you can see me nicely. I want to tell you why I've refilmed this video, and it's because I should have listened to you all. Some of you said, if you show even a small clip of the Dr. Phil show, you're going to get that copyright claim, girl. And I'm like, no, but what about fair use? Because I've studied so much on fair use and how to do it and how to do the commentary. No. No. Dr. Phil does not like that. No matter if you use a 30-second clip and talk every 5 seconds, a 10-second clip, no. So unfortunately, the reason I had to delete the video that I originally filmed is because that video, having a copyright claim with a 30-second clip in which I spoke every 5 seconds, prevented me from having the merch bar on my YouTube channel. Because if you have more than one, I don't know, they can't confirm the number at YouTube support, but if you have an ineligible video, right? So it means ineligible for monetization, of which that video I didn't click to monetize in any case. It's just that the YouTube analytics and things, they already calculate what can be and what can't be eligible for the YouTube Partner Program. So it's like automated, that it's like, whoop, this is ineligible. Okay. Also, if you create YouTube Shorts, you'll see I deleted 3 of those videos, and you use the YouTube music library that they provide there, like all the cool tracks, ineligible. And if you have more than one, as I say, they can't confirm the number, ineligible video, guess what? You can't have the merch bar, which is so much easier for you guys to see the merch. You can just see it there visually. It's something I've always wanted. When I got to 10,000 subscribers, I knew that was the goal. So my goal for this year was to get to 1,000 subscribers. And then my goal for next year was to get to 10,000 subscribers so that I can incorporate the merch bar. Right? But anyway, you guys, as I say, you have exceeded my expectations tremendously. So the point is, the only solution, I asked if I could make that video maybe just for members only or private, and they said nope, because those videos, including the music, which they suggested I use. And the video from Dr. Phil, having a problem with the 30-second clip that I played. Those videos make it that I can't have a merge bar. So the only solution was to delete them. So it's frustrating, but it's a learning process. And the reason I'm sharing it with you is that if any of you have a YouTube channel and you start your own channel, you're starting one or you have one, just keep that in mind. I mean, fair use, I followed those rules exactly, and it still did not work out. Some content creators will be like, can't use any single little fraction of any clip. So, okay, it's their content. I understand. But also, if you make YouTube shorts, if you have a channel and you're wondering where your merge bar is or what is going on, don't use the music that they suggest you use. Don't use the music tool. If you're using all them cool tracks, guess what? They're gonna say it's ineligible. Then you can't have a merge bar. So learn from my mistakes. Sometimes I will share that with you guys, okay? Now, what I wanted to show you next was this beautiful collection of Gabby Petito's pictures from when she was young. Thank you to everyone who sent me the link to the funeral home, Maloney Family Funeral Home, because they have a beautiful video dedicated to Gabby. It's 28 minutes long. I have emailed them to ask if I can share it with you. I'm not just going to go ahead and share it, even though I want to. I want their permission to share that with you. If I do get it, of course, I'll show you, but otherwise I will link it in the description box below so that you can go and look at it. These are some of the photos from that video, and it's just nice just to see, Gabby. I feel like we've all been watching this case, and trying to figure out what happened to her. And it's so, so, so sad and unfortunate. So, it's nice to see. We've looked at some of the videos that I've made of her high school days and some of her friends and things like that. So I thought it would be nice to just see some of her pictures from when she was younger. So on the left-hand side, we've got Gabby there. She looks so, so cute there. And then on the right-hand side, we've got Gabby with her dad, Joe Petito, in his younger days. Look at him. And then we've got him down on the left-hand side. We've got her with her dad. I'm not sure who the other people are next to her. Might be her brother and uncle, I don't know. And then again with her dad over here. Shame. She was so sweet, so cute. And then on the right, we could see she always loved the sun and the beach and everything, right? And then I've also got these pictures to show you. So you could see when she was little there on the top left. And then, I mean, she just is so full of life. Loved animals, loved other people. She seemed very kind. I mean, I don't know her. I didn't know her, but just the way she came across, which is, I suppose, why she touches our heart. She touched the world because of her, yes, free spirit, her kindness, and everything that we can just gather just about how she was, right? Man. I really hope we get answers for her and that there will be justice for Gabby. And of course, justice for every other missing and murdered person in the world. This case represents so much. It gets conversations going. So if you did not catch the Police Off the Cuff show last night, I was on it in the last, I think it was about 45 minutes. I joined 15 minutes late because I was busy with my own show. So firstly, last night I had the wonderful Deanna Dessau on my show, a social worker with more than 20 years of experience specializing in child protection services and domestic violence. As you know, this is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, so I think it was very important to talk about that topic, and I hope that we did a good job. I hope that it can help anyone out there. Anyone who sees that video, if there's any information shared that can help you, I really hope that it does. There was a whole list in the description box as well of all the helpline numbers that you can call worldwide. And yes, there is a hand signal for it. Apparently, it's like this and like this. Like this and like this is a distress signal for DV and that you need help. Okay, so that has gone quite viral on TikTok and on Facebook and social media in general, Instagram and so on. I hope that we can all learn this and understand that if someone does that, please try to help them. They are signaling for help, okay? I hope I'm getting it right, but that's what I've researched. And thank you so much to one of my moderators, Kathleen, for also showing me the signal. I mean, this is so important, and I'm definitely going to keep that as well, because I've been in some situations in the past where I could have really used a signal to signal for help. It would have been amazing. One of the things that I shared on Police Off the Cuff last night was, they are retired police officers, and they were saying a lot of people criticize the Moab police for how they handled the DV situation, right? And while I've never criticized the police, I just feel like I've definitely harped on what we could learn from that situation. And one of the suggestions I had was, if you're going to follow protocol, then follow protocol. That means that you can't just say separate the couple and bye. Like, then they should have actually done the paperwork and made Bryant come in to sign those papers the next day, which didn't happen because it wasn't like that. They didn't follow the last step of like, you are going to come there, this is going to be official, there will be a court date, and you got to come and sign the waiver, right? I don't believe, from what I understand and from what most of you understand what you say, that wasn't followed. It was more like, let's just separate them and cool off, and if we hear from you again, then, we'll know. So valid points, though, that it was 15 days later about that, if it was on the 27th, that Gabby Petito died. We'll find out, I suppose, later, between the 27th and 29th. Even though on Wikipedia it initially said the 27th was her death, and now it says the 30th, which is interesting. Let me check on it again today, because I check that quite often as well. They say... they say disappeared August 30th, 2021. Found deceased. Okay, that's been updated. Disappeared status. Between August 27th and August 30th, 2021. That's what they say now. All right. So let's say if she passed away on August 27th, it was 15 days after the Moab police had seen the couple that she died. So it's not like they drove off and then she died and it's like, what did the police do? But that's never the goal, is to criticize the police officers. I'm sure they did the best they could in the situation. The only two things we learned is, one, even though you want to build rapport, not to insert your own stories, I guess, about, the wife having the anxiety and how it gets, and try not to use your own experience to build rapport. In case also, it's all over the news now. His wife must be so mad right now. But mostly just keep it very appropriate and, based on the situation you're facing, even though I understand why they were trying to build rapport. 2, stick to protocol. And 3, the question that I posed that we could learn from this, that should have been asked to both parties, I think it could have helped Gabby. And I'm only saying that as well. Now I'm inserting myself based on my own experience of trauma. If one person had asked me, are you scared in some of the situations I was in? It would have been a lifeline. So are you scared? Are you afraid for your safety right now? Do you feel that your life is in danger? It just would help so much. But are you scared is a very simple question that could be asked worldwide if you come across anyone that seems to be struggling, that seems like they're acting a little off. Let me just ask, are you scared? Because if one person had asked me that in some of the situations I was in, which resulted in tremendous abuse, I would be like, yes, I'm like really scared. Because in that moment, you're in a coping type of state, and you might be walking with the perpetrator in a mall, and you're like, okay, can anyone see I'm being awkward? If one person grabbed my arm and said, are you scared? That would have helped so much. And it's just a question. It's not even a threatening question, so the perpetrator won't feel aggressive or threatened either. It's just, are you scared? So if you haven't seen that, please head on over to Police Off the Cuff and watch that. It's one of their latest videos. It was filmed last night. Show me some support over there. Write in the comments, that you want to see me more on the show. I'd love to be more on the show, and I'd love to have them back on the show here too, which we are arranging. So I hope you guys will enjoy that. So there's that. And yes, for Domestic Violence Awareness Month, I really would like to continue to spread that message. So we could use the hashtag Domestic Violence Awareness. And just, it's so sad that this case ties right into that. Like, that this could be, of course, a domestic violence case. We are yet to find out exactly what happened to Gabby. We'll update ourselves tonight, right, and tomorrow. But yes, so there's that. And so I want to show you one more thing. This is the link that I'm going to be inserting. We've got the MaloneyFuneralHome.com, right? It's MaloneyFH.com. Gabby Petito. The date of death is listed as September 19th, 2021. I made a comment on that before because I was saying usually when they find a victim's remains, that is the date that is listed as the date of death, right? It has to be that way. I understood, when I wrote all those books with the serial killers, the victims were always, the date of death was listed as the date when they were found, which makes sense. It's just not actually the day they died, right? So date of death here is listed as 19th of September 2021 because that's when Gabby was found. So if we just go down, there we go. And here's this beautiful video. Let's put the sound off here. I'll show you like this. I'm just going to show you the beginning of it. So it starts like this. In loving memory, Gabby Petito, 1999 to 2021. And then it's a 28-minute video with so many photos from her childhood, from her past, from her family and friends. It's very, very nice to see. So I'm going to link this below for you so that you can just click on it and go and have a look at it. I would love for you to see this. You could obviously also make it full screen and you can really have a good look at it and see all these wonderful photos that the family has shared over here. So that is that update. And then while I have you here, if you could just hang on with me for just one moment, please. I just want to tell you where we're at with the Teespring, with the merch, right? How far are we in raising money for Gabby Petito? Some of you have, for the Gabby Petito Foundation, some of you have suggested, remember my profit margin on the merch is only $1 because I want to make it as affordable as possible for you guys. And it also serves the purpose of, we'll donate all that money to a good cause. But if you feel that I should increase the profit margin so that we can raise more money, and you want to pay more so that we can raise more money for Gabby Petito's foundation, let me know. Let me know. I just have one more thing to insert before I can see this. Hold on one second. Me and my two-factor authentication everywhere, huh? Let's see what we got. Okay, so far we've raised $241. That's what we've raised so far. So if you want me to launch something else or to continue it for a bit longer, we could continue it, I was saying until October 31st, but we could keep it going for a little bit longer, or I could increase the profit margin right now and we could do it still until the end of the month. Feel free to leave your feedback in the comments below. Now, one of the things I wanted to cover is, of course, I cannot show you the Dr. Phil clips, which I had before, is just go over the parents' names, which is obviously Nicole Schmidt is her biological mother. Stepdad, Jim Schmidt. Stepdad flew out to Wyoming to help find her remains. And he communicated with the rest of the family of what they found, and that was Gabby and all of that, which is a lot to take on, right? And then we've got Joe Petito and Tara Petito. Joe is her biological dad, which we saw in the photos, and Tara is her stepmom. And apparently, when Gabby moved to Florida to live with the Laundries, Joe and Tara also moved to Florida because he wanted to be closer to his daughter. What's interesting also, there's no speculation here. It's just Joe has the same car as the Mustang, as Brian Laundrie's Mustang, which is interesting. So I don't know. I just found that interesting as well. Thank you to everyone who sent me that. There were about 4 or 5 of you that sent me that, it's an interesting fact. There's no speculation there. It's just interesting to mention. And Joe Petito said to cope with this, he needs to find meaning behind her death. And he said, even though on the interview they said they can't say who did it, they'll leave that to the authorities, of course. But then the dad said, I'm not going to let him take her name in vain. So he did say him. So obviously we all know that we speculate that Brian Laundrie is guilty for her death. There's a lot of internet sleuths, right? I don't really like the word sleuth. I hate the word, actually. internet detectives that email me, right? Subscribers. And you guys have some very compelling arguments and speculations of it not being Brian that actually murdered her. Let's say if he observed something or got involved in something. Okay? And I get it. The one thing that still bothers me, though, is his behavior afterwards. I don't understand that. I don't understand the whole, and as police off the cuff, the retired detectives pointed out, those stories of the hitchhiking, law enforcement hasn't said, yep, that happened. That is really social media detective work, right? That's what we piece together. But either way, let's say if he went from across the creek, which I believe they camped there, and Joe Schmidt said that there was a smoothed out area where a tent would have been, that Gabby's body was found, which would have been right in front of the tent, and that there was a ring of stones which would be for fire, right? There was a camp that was being made there. It wasn't like a designated camp spot, but it was a dispersed camping spot, right? Okay, so there's that. They camped across the creek. I'm still sticking with that. And that's why the van was parked so strangely, is because they didn't park in a designated camping spot. They parked it where they could cross and go and camp across the creek. And that is where Gabby Petito was murdered. Now, if it was someone else, why would Brian leave the area? Or let's say they fought. We speculate. They fought. He left the area, went camping along with his tarp along Snake River, ended up in Coulter Bay Village, begged for a ride home just to get back to Gabby, let's say, speculatively, and drove, but not to the campsite either. Like, no, drop me off at the gate. Don't drive me to the van. Don't drive me to my campsite. Just drop me off at the gate. That's weird. And then, get to the van, and what? Are we saying that went across the creek and oh my word, she's dead. This is so scary. And then get back across the creek in the car? Start driving home. Update the Spotify playlist on the 30th and 31st. Stop at Casey's, buy pizza. Okay, use her card. Right. Okay, that's weird. And then people are talking about the sighting of an Apple Watch, which could be obviously her Apple Watch that he may have been wearing in that AT&T store. But also to drive home from the 29th, so 29th, 30th, 31st, get home on the 1st. That's enough time, I believe. Drive home, probably with an 8-hour sleep somewhere, if I look at the timeline. Get there on the 1st. And then get in the Mustang and go to your sister's house with your parents to surprise the kids. Hang out there for a bit. And then on the 6th, go camping at Fort DeSoto. And then on the 4th, arrive on the 1st. On the 4th, you buy a phone at AT&T. Right. On the 6th, you go camping with your family and have s'mores around the campfire. Okay. Interesting. Smiling for the photos, possibly, if those are photos from that time. A lot of us are speculating those are not even photos from that time. That's what Cassie presented. That's what she says it is. But okay, go camping. And then when Gabby goes missing, so does he. As in he packs his backpack and leaves. And how did he get... There's so many things that bother me about this case. So you're telling me that I think he would have left on the 11th, honestly, when she was reported missing. Or even on the 10th when they're like, I'm going to report her missing. So he drives the Mustang before all the protesters are there, straight to the Carlton Reserve. And then the parents pick up this Mustang and bring it back home for him? Because he left a note, even though that's what they initially said, but now they say, no, that's a note to tow the car away. I get it. But what kind of communication did they have with him? What did he say he's doing? He's going on a hike, and they're like, where? And then they go look, and they're like, oh my word, here's his car, and it's going to be towed away. We better take it back home. That's weird. So you take the car back home, right? And since then, he's nowhere to be found. Very odd behavior for someone who has absolutely zero guilt, right? So I hear your speculations. I'm just struggling with it. I'm struggling to understand. I'm sure that's what we're all struggling with. That's why I'm talking about it. I'm struggling to understand what behavior is this? It's absolutely crazy, including the parents. They are so calm. Why are they ripping Gabby's picture out of the grass? Why, when people ask them, do you feel bad about Gabby, do they go, like, just shut up, we don't want to talk about it? Why are they doing what they do? It makes no sense. They're way too calm. They are either completely dissociated from the whole event, which seems to be something the family can do, including Brian, of course, dissociate from it all, or they know where he is and that he's safe. And this is a bigger thing than we'll ever realize. You know, I don't know what to think. It's just so frustrating. So I really hope that the autopsy results will give us some more clues. I just wonder how long Melon Boy can last out there. If he's out there for real, like Appalachian Trail, North Carolina, wherever, all these places, right? Ooh, we got to do Maptime just now. Okay, hold on. I'll make this a little bit of a longer video. Maptime. Hold on. I want to just say, wherever he is, no matter how much sci-fi he likes and what kind of books he likes, I'm reading Annihilation and Lullaby, okay? And I'm just like eye rolling because I'm like, this guy took it literally. It doesn't matter what your fantasies are. There's no way that you're going to survive out there with all those fantasies. You can think you're Bear Grylls all you want, but even Bear Grylls, ultimate survivalist, I'm getting ready for map time. Even Bear Grylls had a whole media team with him and people helping him. He wasn't just out there surviving it like that for his show, I mean. Map time. I want to actually just see if I can find this before I show you. No, y'all love map time. So it's called this. Not that one. Wait for it. It's based on the book Annihilation. Damn it. What's it called? Let's get ready for map time, okay? Hold on. Okay, I'm back with you. So the book is called Annihilation, and there's an area there called Area X. Annihilation, where is it, right? Then we'll do map time. So it's the 68,000 acre St. Mark's National Wildlife Reserve, okay? Now this is interesting if we look at this, and it inspired author Jeff Vandermeer to make it the location for the strange Area X in his 2014 novel Annihilation, which we saw Brian reading a lot. Yes. Guess where it is, people? Guess where it is? Oh, yeah. It's right there. Right. So let us add this to the project. No, I don't want it to a new project. Hold on. Let's show you. Ah. You guys gonna be shooketh. Are you feeling shook yet, huh? Yeah, let's do it like this. St. Mark's National Wildlife Refuge. Might have to put this behind me. Hold on. Don't worry, I'll be here now. There I am. You see that right there? What's that, hey? What's that? That's Area X. I'm gonna say he's freaking there, bro. He's so into Annihilation and Lullaby and these Chuck Palahniuk books, which I'm now reading, as is some of my team. Now, how far is that from his home, people? You want to see how far it is from his home? First, let's go here. Yes. Here's the Mayaka State River Park, where they're looking for him in this whole Colton Reserve. Mayaka State Forest is here. Northport, Sorry. Venice Airport, which we've discussed before in Maptime. I actually, well, you know what I want to do? I want to show you the distance. So hold on 1 second. Let's go to normal Google Maps. And I'll show you. Where? No. St. Mark's Wildlife Refuge, Florida. That's the one. Wait for it 1 second. I'm sorry for the time. Directions. There we go. It is 300 miles. Okay. Focus on the map. Look at that. So, from 4343 Wabasa Avenue, right, to St. Mark's National Wildlife Refuge, which is Area X from the Book of Annihilation, is a 5-hour and 10-minute drive, 333 miles. Let us insert Fort DeSoto, shall we? Let's do a little journey from St. Mark's. Let's actually go, wait. There we go. Okay. We're zooming in, people. So let's say they go from 4343 Wabasa Avenue to Lakewood Ranch to Cassie's house. And then they go camping on the 6th and check out on the 7th, allegedly. But okay. Then, by the way, did you see that someone, a boarding house manager was shot in Tampa? That made me go, okay. Haven't seen anyone report on that. It could be linked somehow, but anyway, if you just go a little bit more, you go north, you know, there's Jacksonville, okay, but we go here. Damn, there we go. So let's go from just Fort DeSoto to the national park is 254 miles. And that would take 4 hours and 25 minutes. I mean, easy peasy to do. They went on the 6th, right? Cassie says, just for a few hours. And then, did any of you sleep over? Or did you and your hubby drive him there to Area X or what? Hey, I'm just speculating. This is in my opinion only. Here's the area, St. Mark's National Wildlife Refuge. And I mean, here's freaking lighthouse. There's a boat ramp, everything here. So people talking about him being, look at the Appalachian Bay. Oh my word. This is just all, it's not the Appalachian Trail. I'm just saying, it's just, I think this would blow his little mind of like, I'm going to be so clever and go there. You know what I mean? Nope, sorry. Let's go here. Make it bigger again. Wait. Let's look at that area a little closer, shall we? Sarasota. I think that's where Rose lives. I'm just saying it for interest's sake. Here we go. Let's just look at what the area even looks like. I mean, damn, bro. She be rugged. Cathedral of Palms Trail. I mean, why wouldn't he be anywhere here? It's St. Mark's. Maybe they got a house here. I don't know. Wakula State Forest. Wakula Springs. Crawfordville. Erin. There's just a lot of stuff here. There's a whole River State Park here. Alligator Point. Alligator Harbor. There's a preserve. Dog Island. Dog the Bounty Hunter. Did you see Dog the Bounty Hunter had to go back home for a bit because he hurt his ankle? So his team is still continuing the search, but he's gone back home. Steinhatchee, Cedar Creek, Crystal River. Huh? I'm just like, here's Venice as well. So even if he did go, which is where there was a new sticker on the van from Venice, Florida, if he went there, of which I think it's an uncle or something, as some kind of boating company. If he went there, you know how easy it would be to go to Venice and on a boat to get there? To get there. Can you see how easy that would be? My goodness. Venice. Get a boat to go there. No problem. Right? So, yeah. I hope they'll check there one day because the dude is very into his books. It's very fantasy driven too. So, what do you think about that? Let me know. Let's show you one more update. Oh, that's me gone. Oh, whoops. Hold on 1 second, please. One more update for fun. Instagram, you better not be logged out. I'm telling you now, man. I've got 100+ messages to read on Instagram. So even there, if you try to reach me there, it's difficult. I just thought I would show you this. It's a fun little update that Rose went for lunch with JB. Okay. This is JB from WFLA. Rose, Gabby's brother, who Brian's account still follows. Interesting. Gabby's dad, stepmom, mom. I think obviously this means the stepdad took the picture. But yes, they went for lunch together. I hope that the GoFundMe that Rose started and raised more than $95,000, that has been donated to the Gabby Petito Foundation. I can only assume so because here she's tight with the family, that is what happened. Right? Because that was separate to the Gabby Petito Foundation. This says at Gabby Petito Foundation. So let's have a look at that. Let it be. Okay. Gabby Petito Foundation Benefit Concert, October 17th. All right. Let's look at this. October 17th, 12789 North Ocean Avenue, Patchogue, New York. Oh, Patchogue. That's where she used to work before. The first benefit to raise money for the Gabby Petito Foundation. Live bands include the Christian Cabrera Band, Afterburn, Justice, Half-Breeds Food, Cash Bar, 50/50 raffle, silent auction, tickets are $20 donation. Link in bio has the info. Okay. Shine on bright like the sun, even when the sky turns gray. In loving memory of Gabby Petito, www.gabbypetitofoundation.org. And then they say, we'll never forget van life, okay, and save the next girl. And we've got this picture, let it be. Justice for Gabby, save the next girl. Damn, do good. All right. And then we've got this. Could we go there, please? Wow, that's so beautiful. Oh, my word. Accept the cookies. I'm always like, you got a cookie? When they're always like, will you accept the cookies of this website? Who's got a cookie? I want a cookie. I accept cookies. Where is it? Okay, so hold on. Let's take all my little top things off there and go here. Right. What a beautiful painting. Oh my word. It's so beautiful. It was also featured at her memorial. Lift up your heart and share with me the memories that will always be. Let it be. That is beautiful. We've got Justice for Gabby bracelets, $10. Justice for Gabby metal bracelet fundraiser, $13. Fundraising, we've got the 89 North Music Venue and Blue Point Fire Department present a benefit for the Gabby Petito Foundation. That's where it is. So if you're in the area, you can go there. Okay. Gabby Petito Foundation, there's a P.O. box. Very nice. Donations. In response to the overwhelming outreach, we are establishing the Gabby Petito Foundation. Please come back and visit as we develop a mission statement to move forward in Gabby's memory. So to donate, this will be the button I click when I donate all the money that you guys have helped me raise through the merch buying. Gabby Petito Foundation, contact us. Right, so we've got that. About us, board members, mission statement, and let's go there. The Gabby Petito Foundation will be a 501c3 nonprofit registered in New York. The foundation was formed for charity, support, and educational purposes. Joseph and Tara Petito, James and Nicole Schmidt, Rick Stafford, and Gary Ryder. Those are the board members. For Gabby, the Gabby Petito Foundation will be a registered, we just read that, right? Gabby went missing while on a cross-country road trip that included visits to many of our national parks. After an intensive search, it was discovered that Gabby's life was tragically cut short. The mission of the foundation is to address the needs of organizations who support locating missing persons and to provide aid to organizations who assist victims of domestic violence situations through education, awareness, and prevention strategies. We wish to turn our personal tragedy into a positive. It is our hope that Gabby's Foundation will bring these important issues into the forefront of the public eye to the benefit of all our communities. Okay, and then we've got media. Current events, Dr. Phil's show, October 5th and 6th. Can't share that with you. Go check it out over there. Justice for Gabby bracelets, silicone and metal bracelets are now on sale in the web store. Benefit concert at 89 North Music Venue. You can visit that website for more information. Okay, so that's what we got. That's what's there now. So I wonder if we were to click on a bracelet and if we were to add to cart, interesting. I wonder if this will ship worldwide. I'll check this out afterwards. I'll let you guys know. So, make myself bigger again. I like this blue background. It's so calming, oh my word. Okay, so that was a fairly long video. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you for understanding that I had to take those videos down and literally refilm it. Also, for all new members who've joined, if you've joined the Superstar Grizzlies, yes, you get a video every Friday just for you. Please note that some of you have joined and you're like, where's my videos? Like, as in all 4 of them. But I only launched membership last week. So every Friday from last week, I'm going to make a video. That's for those members only, right? For everyone else, don't complain. You get between 7 and 15 videos for free every single week because I sure make a lot of content. That's just extra. If someone wants to support the channel, they get an extra little perk like that. If you're not sure how to join membership, I also want to address one more thing. Apple devices do not have the join button. So the only way you can do it is by clicking in the description box. There's a link there for joining to become a member. I think you have to click it on a laptop, on a non-Apple device. Okay, so click the link if you're on your laptop or PC or whatever, and then you can join. Or when I am live streaming, that is also how you can join, because then somehow Apple devices allow the join button to function when someone is live streaming. I have no idea why they do that, but it's how they do. So in that moment, I'm proudly Android. Androids never win the fight. They never win it. It's always like, oh, I'm not as cool as you guys with the Apple devices. But this time I'm like, oh, all the Androids have the join button, but Apple this time doesn't. So just so you know, because I see a lot of comments of, I don't know how to join, I can't join. That is why click the link in my description box on a PC or laptop and you will be able to join. Or, and there's only 2 levels now, right? Or when I'm live, you'll see the join button. So that clears that up. And is there anything else that I missed that I wanted to say? Waffle at the end. The blah, blah, blah. Nope, I think it's all good. I just want to say thank you. My goodness, thank you. You guys are the kindest community I have ever met in my life. Like, the comments that you share, I'm like, oh my word. Like, damn. The things you say and the things you share are so inspiring and so amazing, and they definitely keep me going. I want to say thank you to every single person who's bought me a whiskey. Don't worry, you're not turning me into an alcoholic, okay? I just thought it would be fun for the spooky season, I suppose, for October, just to, have a nice whiskey instead of a coffee, even though I still drink coffee like crazy. In the month of September, you guys bought me a lot of coffee, and now I thought, let's for October do whiskey. If you want to make a suggestion for what you want, the drink or the food or the anything, I could literally make it anything for the next round of things, If you want me to change it right now, I can as well. We could make something like, I won't make an example now, I'll leave it to you guys. If you want to suggest a drink or a food, or let's say if I call it buy me a protein bar, right? I can change it to buy me a protein bar. Same link, different drink or different thing. But thank you so much for your support. I appreciate that so much. Thank you to everyone who has donated straight to PayPal. That's amazing because you cut out the middleman. So that helps me benefit the most out of your donation. Because from YouTube memberships and super chats and super stickers, YouTube takes a 30% cut of that. And then, of course, when you withdraw it and then withdraw it, so it goes from here to there, all the way you lose stuff, right? So at the end, I'd probably get half of what you're actually donating. So if you want to avoid that and just straight on donate, PayPal is the way to do it. And the link is always in the description box as well. So thanks to members, PayPals, thanks to the Buy Me a Whiskeys. What am I missing? Thank you to all my subscribers, viewers, everyone who comments. Thanks to everyone who actually went ahead and hit the subscribe button, because you're part of the 20%. 80% of people who watch my videos are not subscribed. What is that all about? Please hit the subscribe button. It's free. It's so easy. Just click it. Okay, click it, hit the bell, then you'll see when I'm uploading next. You can watch all the content that you enjoy, if you enjoy it. If you did enjoy this video, please hit the thumbs up. And remember to go on to Police Off the Cuff and comment over there that you want to see more of me on the show. Go and light up the comments. And go and check out that episode that I did. The reason is because you know that I struggle, as you saw. Sometimes you see it, okay? I'm going to be open here. I struggle with anxiety interacting with people on camera. So I'm okay by myself over here talking to the camera, knowing I'm talking to you guys. A sea of people out there from all over the world. This is great. I can do this. But as soon as I'm interacting with someone on camera, which is when I do interviews, I get nervous. I get a little nervous. And so you'll see me sipping things throughout the interview. I normally that is the way I ground myself. It's a grounding technique so that I do not in any way dissociate, because that's a special little skill I have. Which is why I can speculate quite a bit on the dissociation level that Brian and his family are capable of. I know all about dissociation. So the point is, with interviews, I really struggle to look at the chat or to see what you guys are saying or doing or even donating. It's so hard for me because I'm so focused on the interview and so focused on staying grounded and in my body. So just know that, okay? But the reason I would love for you to go and check out the interview that I did with Police Off the Cuff is that's where my whole YouTube channel really started. I was invited to be on their show. Was that in May? I feel like it was in May this year, right? And then I was so nervous for that. Like, if you type in Police Off the Cuff Gisela K, you'll find my original interview there. That's the first live interview I ever did. I was so nervous, and it happened at 1 o'clock in the morning for me based on the difference in time zones. Man, I overcame a lot to do that interview. And then after that, I'm like, all right, that felt pretty cool. And then I'm like, maybe I should start a channel. But I just carried on, writing my books and doing my thing. And then I chatted to Bill Cannon, who is, of course, one of the main hosts of Police Off the Cuff. It was him and Mark DeMeo. That's him and Phil Grimaldi. And Mark DeMeo has his own segment. And the show has different aspects, right, on the Police Off the Cuff channel. So I was communicating with Bill Cannon and asking, do you think I should maybe channel everything that I do with my books, but put it into video format? Because I feel like my brain, I'm so hyperactive that it's so slow to write. I'm like, get the words out, get it out, But I'm like, do you think I should do YouTube? And Bill Cannon was like, absolutely, you should do YouTube. You work so hard already. Why not just shift that work to YouTube? It might be very rewarding for you. And I'm like, oh my word, okay. And then I started the YouTube channel, and the rest is history, and it's been amazing. So thank you so much. Meaning, if you now go and check out that interview that I did last night, you'll see how far I've come. I was confident. I was doing my thing. I was able to, have a little argument, a little debate, to share some. I spilt a little bit of trauma there. I always try not to spill the trauma. That's like spilling the tea, but I like spill the trauma sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, ugh, trauma's coming out. Let me tell you what happened to me. But it's in context of what I'm trying to relay. The information I'm trying to share, you know, I'm like, the reason I say this is because of this, this, and this, right? So yeah, I spilled a little bit of trauma on there, told a bit of my own story, gave examples there, and I'm very happy with last night's interview. So if you want to go check that out, I will always let you know if I have a planned interview elsewhere. Okay, some of you are upset. You're like, I didn't know you were going to be on there because you spotted me on there. I didn't know either. When I finished my interview about the domestic violence awareness, I saw an email that was like, if you're free, here's a link, join us. And I joined immediately after my interview with Deanna Dessau. And I'm like, all right, I'll take it on. Clicked it, went there, was on the show. So it was very spontaneous. I didn't plan it ahead of time. Anyway, that is that. Thank you so much. We've gone over an hour now. I've sure waffled on a lot today. So go check that out. If you liked it, let them know. Give a thumbs up, you know. And they will for sure be back on the show as well. Bill Cannon and Phil Grimaldi. Detective Bill Cannon, Sergeant Bill Cannon, retired Sergeant Bill Cannon, and Homicide Detective Phil Grimaldi. They both had interviews on my show too, so go check that out in the playlist. I'm sure you'll like it a lot. Other than that, thank you to all my moderators. You guys are the best team I could have ever asked for. It's on a voluntary basis, and this team works so hard. I mean, they're amazing. They find all the videos that mention me. They timestamp it. They help me with like PR ideas, with like this idea right here is from one of my mods, JC. I think it's so cool because then I can see in 6 months from now, a year from now, where I was when I made this video. So I think it's really cool to see that. So thank you so much to all of my mods for all of your ideas, for all the brainstorming, for all the help. I used to in school feel like because of my trauma, I'm independent and I'll always only do things on my own, and that's how I'll do it. Like that I felt like you can't count on anyone, right? So this experience has changed that tremendously because not only can I count on people who truly have my back, support me, and work on a voluntary basis, which is just so amazing. They just want to help me, right? Which is so amazing. And then I also have this community, which is like, damn, you people are so nice. It is so amazing to see that. Haven't experienced much of any of this in my life, so at first I'm like, what is this? But it's so nice. It's unfamiliar to me, but it is so wonderful. So thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. I'll be live streaming later, and as always, I appreciate you for watching. Stay safe. Remember to stay safe, okay? And remember the hand signal as well if you are in distress. I really hope whoever you're showing it to will know what it means. So check that out as well if you want to see more on that. And thank you. Thank you so much for watching and for everything. I will see you soon.